right, I want to discover some new Christian music. I spend so much time learning hymns these days for this channel, since all the ones I know I've already featured on my Friday Classic Hymns, and I really enjoy that. I do. I find the hymns very meaningful and very deep. But there's a lot of good new Christian music coming out as well. There are talented people all around the world writing beautiful songs to the glory of God and to equip the saints to build up the church through music. So I thought, I haven't heard any of the new Chris Tomlin stuff for a while. I used to listen to Chris Tomlin when I was as a teenager in church, we used to sing his stuff. But that was the old stuff. That was the 2000 stuff. And then in the 2010s, I listened to some of his things, and we do some of his music still in our church. And it's usually quite good, quite congregational, and quite theologically sound, I think. So here I have a song that he released, when was it? Let's see, 5 months ago. So in the early months of 2025. 300,000 views, After Your Heart. Know nothing about it. Let's discover it together. If you have any songs you'd like me to check out like this, let me know in the comments. By the way, check out my Patreon and my Daily Devotions channel if you haven't already seen that. Okay, here we go.
Got a harp in one hand and a sling in the other. For the battles I fight with these. Got a flock on the hill, but the Lord is my shepherd. I have all I need.
This is beautiful. I love the piano work. I love the little ambient synth in the background, but these words. Okay, so this is from the House of David. I've seen this, I haven't watched it. I've seen that this is something that came out this year, I think. Should I watch it? Have you watched it? Share below in the comments if it would be worth me watching. But I love this. Harp in one hand. What do you say? Harp in one hand and a sling in another. Sling in the other. For the battles I fight with these. Okay, so he fights his battles with his instruments so that he can worship, and also with, of course, his sling so that he can fight his enemies. And then, let's just listen to it again. Why not? Why not?
Got a harp in one hand and a sling in the other. For the battles I fight with these. Got a flock on the hill,
Right.
but the Lord is my shepherd. I have all I need.
Okay, so young David, fighting his battles, singing his songs, fighting giants, still being a shepherd, but knowing who his shepherd is, and he has all he needs. You can hear a little bit of Psalm 23 in there. Oh, this is beautiful.
My life will tell the story of your faithfulness. The highs, the lows, the fields, the thrones, how good you've been. Look how far we've come from watching sheep under the stars. After all this time, I'm still after your heart. I'm still after your heart. After your heart.
Okay, of course, a man after God's own heart, as the scripture describes David. And he's saying he wants his life to show the faithfulness of God through the highs and the lows, the fields and the thrones. So whether he's in a high place, serving like a king or being served like a king, or whether he's on the fields of war or as a shepherd or whatever, highs and lows, he wants to acknowledge the goodness of God, how good God has been. And now he's saying, look how far we've come. So this must be a bit later in his life. Look how far we've come from watching sheep under the stars. I'm still after your heart. This is a lovely song. This is a beautiful David song. I'm loving it. And it's really resonating with me as well, wanting to honor God and remain faithful through the highs and the lows, and also be a man after God's own heart. Isn't that the goal for all Christians? Let's hear that chorus again. I want to hear it again.
My life will tell the story of your faithfulness. The highs, the lows, the fields, the thrones, how good you've been. Look how far we've come from watching sheep under the stars. After all this time, I'm still after your heart. I'm still after your heart. After your heart.
Drums coming in and some strummy guitars.
No fear in the valley, for I know the Lord will lead me through.
That's what the Psalms are all about.
Got a crown on my head and the keys to the kingdom, but I still bow to you.
That's interesting. A crown on my head. Of course, he was the king. Keys to the kingdom. That's New Testament language, isn't it? But I suppose he had the keys to the Israelite kingdom, which was then through his ancestor, through Jesus, not his ancestor, his descendant, of course, through Jesus was opened up to all people. The kingdom was opened through the house of David in Jesus. But I still bow to you. So he knows he may be king, he may be crowned and have the keys, but God is still the one in control, and he worships God. His Psalms talk about this, always bowing, always bowing. Oh, I love this song. Chorus again, I think.
Oh, I still bow to you. My life will tell the story of your faithfulness. The highs, the lows, the fields, the thrones, how good you've been. Look how far we've come from watching sheep under the stars. After all this time, I'm still after your heart. I'm still after your heart. After your heart.
Okay, I love how the song is building. Just to comment on the music. So it started very stripped down, not much going on. After that first chorus, it started to get a little bit busier, and then in the second chorus, there's this half drum beat, or the snare comes in only every second set of bars, which is quite cool. So they're not going full blast yet. I'm sure they will by the end of the song. But it's just building and building, and it's creating a really nice feel. After all this time, I'm 35 now, and I'm starting to, think back to, oh yeah, all those years ago when I was young, I'm starting to even think in those terms. And so I can't even imagine when I reach my 50s and 60s and 70s and 80s. I pray that I'll also be able to say, after all this time, I have been after your heart. I really want that to be the case. Oh, footage from the series.
Surely your goodness,
Psalm 23.
surely your grace will follow me all my days. Will follow me all my days.
Interesting that they chose surely your goodness, surely your grace. I suppose it comes off the tongue a little easier, but of course the one we're familiar with is surely goodness and mercy will follow me all the days of my life. And some people like to distinguish between grace and mercy. I know I've used this before. Grace is the good gifts you're given undeservedly by God. Mercy is the withholding of hard things, of punishment that he gives you. So grace is the positive gifts. Mercy is how he didn't punish you the way that perhaps you deserved. Well, definitely you deserved. So he's put grace instead of mercy. I don't think it's a big deal, but I do know that the text says, goodness and mercy will follow me all my days.
Surely your mercy,
I was 1 second too soon.
your name will follow me all my days. Follow me all my days. My life will tell the story of your faithfulness. The highs, the lows, the feels, the throws. How good you've been. Oh, look how far we've come from watching sheep under the stars. After all this time, I'm still after your heart. Look how far we've come from watching sheep under the stars. After all this time, I'm still after your heart. I'm still after your heart. After your heart.
Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so they did mention mercy and added some other things. Your name will be after me all the days of my life. And then in that last chorus, it built up nicely. The snare, the drums were playing the full beat the whole time. Things had sort of filled out, and it was the final chorus. And even so, it was still understated, which I liked. It wasn't overly bombastic. Sometimes worship music can be very full and very almost hard on the ears, but this was very gentle, even in the loud parts. It was very thoughtfully produced. I wonder who produced it. I'll have to go have a look. And it just, for me, it just kept the focus on the words and the story of David just walking with his God right till the end. Lovely. How does it finish? All right. Well, that was stunning. I really want to listen to that again and get into it and maybe sing it at church. It's the sort of song I can play on the piano, of course. It's my sort of a vibe, as you know. So perhaps you'll hear me do this at Encounter at some point. In fact, I do have a great desire to preach a whole long series on David, really going slowly through his life, and then maybe turning that into a book or into a series of devotions or something. So maybe that will happen at some point. If you haven't got my Psalm 23 devotional book, it's free on my website. It's a 21-day walk through Psalm 23, which I really enjoyed putting together. So click on the link below and get that for free. I hope you'll do that. But what a lovely song. What did you think? Share your thoughts, share your comments below, please. If you haven't liked the channel already and subscribed, or liked the video and subscribed to the channel, I hope you'll consider that. It's just a free way to help this channel get out there to more people. And as I said, if you have any new songs that you'd like me to check out and just comment on like this, I would love to do that. And maybe we can, on this channel, not just enjoy the golden oldies of the classic hymns and the old Nazarene hymns I'm doing, but also maybe discover some new beautiful songs together. God bless you, my friends. Go well.